video on what makes up an NFT on Solana. So let's discuss this. And first, I'm going to be referencing the Metaplex documentation. Metaplex is the company that created the NFT smart contract on Solana. That is the dominant one. So this is a little bit different than how it works on Ethereum, if you're familiar with that. On Ethereum, NFTs are a standard, which means that they can be implemented over and over again by many different contracts. So when you want to create an NFT collection, you actually upload a brand new smart contract that follows this standard on Ethereum. On Solana, however, there is a single smart contract that is controlled by, in this case, one company. And and then anybody can interact with that smart contract. So it's actually just by design much more centralized than Ethereum, because you actually have one company that can update that contract exclusively. The other thing is that yes, it's open source, and yes, I could add, I can compile it and upload that exact same contract to make my own NFT smart contract on Solana. But the issue is that basically every program is designed to use this smart contract, right? So it's like you could do that, but then all of a sudden, for example, NFTs minted with your newly uploaded smart contract actually would not, for example, load on Phantom, right? Because it's using specifically this smart contract. And coding wise, it just doesn't work to generalize it, for different smart contracts, at least not currently. So they actually have massive network effects, can update this at will whenever they want. So it's actually very different and in some ways extremely centralized. If they didn't have the network effects of it, which typically standards do, then maybe it'd be easier to replace, but they do, and I think many other things will. So that's kind of something important to keep in mind. And I would say, in some sense, a design flaw of Solana. But okay, so what do I know? I've only been in the space for a year, so these people know better. But anyways, just want to look at this. So the token metadata. So how it works. So let's say you are minting an NFT. You're actually interacting with this smart contract, but you're also interacting with a token program contract. So importantly, there are two different contracts. Okay, there is a token program contract. That contract is used to create for all the other different SPL tokens, right? So this is like, there's ERC20 tokens, right? Like Shiba Inu. Then there are also SPL tokens, okay? And these ones are less well known, but there are many. Okay, and those interact, when you're creating one of those, you interact exclusively with the token program, okay? You create two accounts, a token account and a mint account, and the token account stores the number of tokens owned by the wallet, and a couple other things, and then the mint account stores the actual other information about the token itself, like its current supply, okay? And then who can update the supply and that sort of thing. So what NFTs did, what Metaplex did, is they expanded that by allowing this mint account to interact with their smart contract, and creating a PD. So to interact with their smart contract, okay? And so by doing so, it creates this PDA, okay? And so what a PDA is simply put, an account that can be exclusively controlled by a smart contract, okay? So there is this metadata account. There's one other account. It shows here. Hold on, here. So there's two PDAs, okay? That when you're minting an NFT, first you create these two accounts, the token account, the mint account. This stores the supply, etc. And then you also create this PDA. Why do you do that? Because you want to store extra information, like an image and that sort of thing, okay? And so, so once you do that, So anyways, the PDAs are exclusively controlled by this smart contract, and that's basically it. I would say what else should I go over? That's basically it. Actually, just put questions in there if you would like any answers. But the idea is that an NFT is like another SPL token, like an ERC20 type token, but it has a supply of 1. There are no decimals, so it's exactly 1, right? And you can't it's impossible to create more of it. Okay, and then on top of that, it has this associated metadata, which is the metadata account and this master edition information. Okay, and on this link, which I'll attach in the description, explains what this master edition stuff is. The metadata account has several different things, including a URI, which points to an off-chain object that can be stored on Arweave or Amazon S3 or anywhere, and that can contain whatever you want because it's off-chain. Okay, and there's a standard for that, and you would like to format that differently, format that in a certain way, right? And interestingly, because there's this standard, the standard's adhered to, but you can use anything. You can use S3, you can use Arweave, you can use IPFS. So there's a lot of competition, right? And you can use whichever ones you want because it's standard based. So as I mentioned before, that's why Metaplex more or less has a monopoly on NFTs on Solana. So nothing wrong with Metaplex. They've done a great job, but it's just a fact, right? So interesting to consider that. But besides that, that's basically how it works. So there are 4 accounts to it, and yeah, all right. Thank you. Let me know if you have any questions.